Hello. Thank you
Hi.
so much for speaking with me today. Just so you know what we're doing, I'm in a critical literacy class. We're talking about how important accurate information is, especially during an election cycle. So, if you wouldn't mind, can you state your name and your profession?
Stephanie Wallace, teacher,
Awesome. And your political affiliation?
unaffiliated.
Perfect. So, what would you say is one of your favorite news sources and why do you use them?
I don't really have a favorite. I do the same thing I tell my students to do. I use a media biases chart to find sources all the way across the spectrum. And so I read several different ones. I'll read obviously what's easily accessible on my phone, your Apple News and whatever else. Um, but I do more primary source digging than I do anything else. So even if I pull up an article from CNN or Fox or MSNBC or whoever, I'll dig down to where their information came from. And if I can't find where they got theirs, I don't pay any attention to it.
So, in your opinion, how does social media contribute to the sharing of information?
It is a blessing and a curse. If people are actually willing to look past the post to see where the information comes from and do their own fact checking, I think that it can be good. I know I've seen an increase in my students having some idea of what's going on in the world around them because of social media. But at the same time, people joke about the gospel of Facebook. It's the same way with the kids in Snapchat. Like, oh, I saw it on, and like, but where did they find it?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it also, I think like a lot of things, it makes it too easy
Mm-hmm.
because then they get lazy and they're not willing to look beyond just what popped up right in front of their face.
Okay. So, why do you feel that accurate information is important during an election cycle?
Because we elect idiots when we don't know what we're doing. And I think that, especially in our state for this year, it's going to be um, if people just vote a party line without knowing exactly what the beliefs are of the person they're voting for, our state's in a lot of trouble because we have got some very, very polarized, violent, dangerous beliefs. And if people just vote their party line instead of doing some research, which is the biggest reason why I'm unaffiliated, is I want to do my research. And sometimes I need to vote on this side. Sometimes I need to vote on a different side. And it's, if people don't know what they're actually voting for, we're in a mess.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me. Before we wrap up, do you have any last minute tips for people trying to find that accurate information or credible sources?
Do the source mining. That's what I teach my students. I teach AP Lang and Comp, and I teach AP Seminar, and so they're both research heavy. One more an argumentative class than the other, and it's like, okay, so you find this really easy source even on Wikipedia. Go to the bottom and start clicking on where Wikipedia said their information came from. And our students love the procon.org. Same thing. When you click on the pro side of an issue or you click on the con side of an issue, they give you their sources. Go to that source and keep digging until you figure out where it actually comes from. It's time consuming, but it makes you more likely to be actually well informed instead of somewhat well informed, somewhat misguided.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I
No
really
worries.
appreciate it. And yeah.
No worries.